We're here with Wednesday, live on Sports Hip-Hop with DJ Mad Max, iHeartRadio, Live 265, all that. Welcome Wednesday, host, pastry maker, designer, fashion artist, everything. What's the most, I got to ask you, because you're so talented in all these different lanes, what are you most passionate about? Because you're talented in, as I said before, in so many different aspects.
So I feel like I'm just passionate about being a creator overall, um, especially when it comes to anything that helps other people on their journey. I would say that is what brings me the most satisfaction.
1,000 Deaths. You're also an author as well. Congratulations on
Thank you.
penning your own book, putting that together. And I heard that it was a difficult time, and it was an emotional journey going through that. And something I liked about the quote is basically, what are you willing to sacrifice yourself
Yeah,
in order to get ahead?
absolutely. So 1,000 deaths, a lot of people is always taken back by the title, like, oh my goodness, like what does that mean? And it's just a metaphor for how many times I felt like parts of me had to die in order for me to become who I'm becoming. So yeah, it's definitely just shedding those layers of skin and lessons and you know just becoming.
Mhm. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm sacrificing. It's a deep question. It's a deep question. What is it that you sacrifice, you think, in order to get you to this place that you're at now? Being from the east side of Buffalo.
A lot.
Yeah.
Time. I sacrificed a lot of time. I talk about me being married and being in a 15-year relationship, a 14 and a half year relationship, and going through my divorce and all of that. So I would definitely say time was a big sacrifice for me. Hmm.
Especially coming from the east side of Buffalo, and Buffalo has the best rappers right now. I don't care what anyone says. Al Nice was telling me that you have an ear for music. So who's out there that piques your interest right now that's in the game? Who do you think is on the top? Because you style for a lot of up and coming artists.
Yes, I do. I would have to say for me personally, loving Friday right now.
Friday.
Friday, Friday is it for me. I mean, I know I'm Wednesday, and it's not just because his name is Friday or he calls himself Friday, but I really love his music. I love the message in his music. I love that you can hear the hurt of the struggle of him coming into basically 1,000 deaths. I'm pretty sure if I got a chance to talk to him, that he would have a story that could fit in that category. But Friday is it for me. I think
Friday.
that he's what it takes to be the next big thing.
When we're talking Chris Brown, Usher, do you think it's going to be that level?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel Chris Brown, Usher, Drake. I feel like he's up there. I feel like he definitely has what it takes. I see it in him already.
Yeah, and his story is real inspiring, especially how he got on. God did. He was waiting for that moment, and he got his shine,
And
and it's off now.
that's all it takes is a moment. That's all it takes is to be in the right place at the right time, God to align things. And you just got to keep pushing and keep going and keep striving for what it is you're going for. And your moment will come if you
It,
believe.
it will. It's off to the races for him. And on the hip hop side of things, because he could sing. We already know we have R&B down right there. Who's the next big thing in rap, you think?
And rap.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. That's a good one. The next big thing, everybody I pretty much know is already
On.
in.
Yeah. Okay, who's someone
Everybody
who's
pretty
the hip hop artist you're champion that are on right now? Because El Nice tells me you have a great ear for music, so the
I do.
the
I do.
expectations are very high because I'm someone that loves bars. So when I'm talking about best rappers from Buffalo, I'm talking about Benny the Butcher, Conway the
Right.
Machine.
Hmm.
Those are the best rappers in the game right now, no doubt
Absolutely.
about it. So who are
I
some?
Conway is definitely one of them. I was just listening to him in the car before I came here to do the interview. So Conway is definitely one of them. I don't know, I just relate with his music a lot more. Um, I listen to Benny, I listen to West
West
Side,
Side Gun.
of course. I know them personally, so
Oh, wow.
but us being from the same hometown, like yeah. But those are my boys. Like I cheer for them all the time with us being from the home, being from the same place, it's like anybody who could make it out of here and become successful, more power to them.
Yeah, because you have your own journey and being an artist and entrepreneur. So, what is the difficulties you think it is of making it when you're coming from upstate New York compared to the boroughs? Because the spotlight is always on them: Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and hip hop set the precedent that that's where the talent comes from. But how come upstate New York doesn't get that same appreciation and love?
I don't know. I feel like we get a lot of, excuse my language, the shit end of the stick when it comes to work. We do. A lot of people talk stuff and they be like, oh, you're from upstate New York. You're from Buffalo. You're not from New York, New York. And I'm like, yeah, but Buffalo has a lot of talent here. There's a lot of talent here. I think that maybe just because New York is just more popular, it's more bureaus, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So I feel like that's the reason why they get a lot of the attention. Plus, it's bigger. You know what I mean? It's New York City has so many different areas that come together and make it what it is. So I feel like that's more so why we don't get all the attention that we typically get. But we've been getting a lot of it lately with a lot of the things that's been going on here, and people that's coming from out of here. So
Yeah, and the
yeah.
Bills are winning, so I'm not a Bills fan, but the Bills are winning, so you got
The Bills
them.
much better. Yes, absolutely. So I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. But talk to me, walk me on this journey right now, because you've been in this business of pastry making for big people, making cakes for big people. Luenell, I read. So you've been in this business. So walk me through the process of getting yourself established and marketing yourself to celebrities and them wanting you to bake for them.
So I'm self-taught. It actually is something that I kind of like stumble upon. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she's actually about to be 25 next month.
Wow.
But for her 10th birthday, I decided to just make her a cake. Like most moms, just I'm gonna make your cake, and I Googled a Betty Crocker how to do, she was having a Hawaiian theme birthday. And so I looked up Hawaiian things and how to do video came up of a flip-flop cake. And I just followed the instructions. And then my friends came over and the kids loved the cake. And next thing I knew, I was making the kids, the cousins, the neighbors, and everybody's cake. And I was just doing it for free. And then after a while, when people started calling me that I didn't know, I was kind of like, I might have something here. And I just kept on with it. And I know I have an eye for creativity. You know what I mean? So I see things and I can just look at it and tell how it was done. It's just literally a God-given gift. So from there on, people would send me pictures of their cakes and I could look at it and be like, okay, I guess they kind of did this like this, and then just started doing it. And over time, over all of the years that I've been doing it, became really good at it. I'm like the cake boss here.
Yeah.
Yes, the cake lady. So so yeah, that's how I got into it. And then, celebrities and stuff would come into town for different things and people would have me go and, make cakes for them and so on and so forth. So that's how I got started. I've always been a hustler, so
That's impressive, and you got to, and it's great to read about your history, because when I read the bio, just the troubles that you went through, and it's difficult to make it out, and you getting forward to where you're at now. And how was that move to Tampa and getting out of Buffalo? How was that experience and getting out finally?
it was hard. It was hard. I had been talking about leaving Buffalo for years, partially because I don't like the cold.
Yeah, I hate the cold. I hate it because I live in Connecticut, so I know what it's like.
oh, yeah,
Buffalo's colder. Don't get me wrong, but it's
right.
cold as hell here.
Yeah, I was tired of that. I'm like, who lives their life like this? Like, even when I come here, I'm like, who chooses to be this cold? Like, who chooses to have to defrost their windows and so on and so forth? But I was ready to go. But it was definitely challenging, leaving everything that you're used to. You know what I mean? Like to go into a place where you don't have that support system that you have here. You know what I mean? But I'm a big believer in God. I trust God. I believe that it was my time again. You know, it was just that time for me to go. I was being pushed out. I felt like I was being pushed to leave. Like my spirit wasn't at ease being here. Like I just was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. So I left and I've been doing really good. Like now I'm the cake lady in Tampa.
Yeah. And you don't miss Buffalo at all. Yeah. If I was, I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back because there's two different sides. I wouldn't go back because of the jealousy hate thing. And then I wouldn't go back because it's cold.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's warm, but I wouldn't go back. I would stay in Tampa.
I'm actually in Buffalo right now.
You're in Buffalo. Wow. So you went back.
Well, my family is still
Your
here.
family's still there.
Yeah, my family and my friends are still here. So I definitely come back here. I also come back here to like regroup. I feel like this is a place that I can always come to that always puts me back in grind mode, like a heavier grind mode, like it's a different grut. You know what I mean? Like to the grind that I get here. So whenever I feel like I'm missing something or I need that, or I'm in the midst of, I have a lot of things going on with the book and, you know, the podcast and everything else that I'm doing, and I need to put that grunt work behind it, I always find my way back home because this is where it all began for me.
You're also a designer. So walk me through, when was the first time that you realized that you had this creativity spark in you? Because it seems as though you're like I said, you're talented in multiple aspects of the industry. So refurbishing furniture, just all these different designs. So when did you kind of start to see the signs early on that you had a art gift?
I feel like me myself didn't really recognize it until the cakes. Until
Okay.
it happened, I feel like that's when I really noticed that I had something, you know. And then when I started getting awards and, you know, being a part of so many different things as far as the cakes go. But now that I look at it, I can see where it went back even further than that, because even in elementary school, I had wrote like a little book and they had put it in the library and I had got awards for it. And I used to perform in the talent shows at my school and I danced, and music has always really been my thing. So I used to dance a lot. I was in a lot of dance groups and stuff like that. So, and do choreographer dance for other artists that were, you know, up and coming and stuff like that. So now that I look at it, but back then it was just fun to me. You know what I mean? It was just fun. I didn't look at it as something that I would be doing. But now I'm all in the mix of everything. Got my hands in a little bit of everything, literally.
And you mentioned the music thing. You're also an artist. So where could people go to check out you? Are you on Apple Music?
No, I'm not. I cannot. That's one thing God did not give me, was the voice to sing.
Oh, okay. So when you're an artist, this is a different type of artist.
I'm an artist in the sense of I paint, I create.
And paint. Okay, because when I read artist, because I already knew you could design and all that. So when I read artist, I was thinking, oh, she does music too.
No, I don't do music myself, but I do help a lot of up and coming artists.
The imaging.
With imaging, as far as styling or just brand in its whole. You know what I mean? Like what are you putting out there? So I help artists with that. I do have an ear for, you know, good music. So, and I'm connected with some people who, you know some people that know some people. So if I hear something, I'm like, yo, you got to check them out. Then they'll take my word for it, you know.
What are your thoughts when you go to the hip hop charts every week? And are you pleased, or are you someone that's just like,
I'm more of an R&B girl.
You're more R&B, and R&B is thriving right now. R&B is always, they're always putting out a great product. Always. Hip hop, it's so, for me, I'm so stuck in my old ways because I grew up on G Unit, Wu-Tang, Dipset. So when I hear some of these new guys coming out, and when you're from New York, and from Connecticut, that tri-state area, you better be coming with the bars, because at times I get times have changed, and you need to have different artists, but it's a lot of it's oversaturated, and New York doesn't get the love that it used to. And there's the artists that are there aren't making the music that's supposed to reflect the sound of New York as much.
Absolutely. I was just talking about this two nights when they used to remember. I don't know if you remember, I don't know how old you are, but they used to sell the DVDs with everybody. I can't remember the name of the actual DVDs they used to sell, but they used to sell them on every corner in New York City, with like Cassidy and everybody rapping against each
Oh
other.
yeah, I know what they had a certain name to them. I know what you're talking.
But I cannot remember the name of it. But that's the era that I come from, you know. So I still listen to a lot of my old school music, you know. Today's music is good. It's really is some of it better than others. But I feel like we lost a little bit of the raw talent. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of that has been lost, and a lot of people who do still possess it and have it don't get the recognition that they should get for having it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people who are just performers get more recognition than the people that have the actual raw talent. And in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a couple of Pound Town. I'm not going to get too far. There's a couple of songs that are, we know what's going on, but you're right about that. And plus I get, we're in the social media era now, and the artists of this time frame, they didn't come in through the organic way, which was like 50 Cent blowing up back in the day. Now he did it. But when you look at the top artists right now, when you think of J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, when people go to the top three right there, they were the last ones to come into the game where they still had to go to 106 in Park and had to go to all these tours and all these different events and still had to maneuver through social media. So they were the last ones to know what it was like to actually connect with people on an organic type of way.
Absolutely. And I love those names that you just, because they find me and put you in the KRS ones, you know what I mean? Like that era. Kim's, and like that's a lot of the stuff that I listen to. And people, especially younger people are around me, they be like, who is this? I'm like, you don't know who Ghostface is? You know?
Master like, Killer, ooh God.
Exactly. Like, so I still listen AZ. I was just listening to AZ, that too.
Do or Die.
Yeah, exactly. The old Nas and all of that stuff like that. I love that. Like Tupac's one of my favorite. I know Nice is gonna chew me out about that because we do the Biggie and Tupac thing all the time.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I noticed that when I asked him his top 5, Pac wasn't in there. He's got Big in there though.
Of course.
Yeah, no, I like both. I put Tupac over Biggie just because Tupac's message was so deep. When you looked at the subject matter that he was talking about in his music, I know people always get on him because, oh, well, he's not lyrical. I really don't understand when people say that because he was so poetic. It was like, he was a poet. He didn't have to go out there like pun and just rip the mic apart. I mean,
that's the debate that we always have. Is I'm like, I don't take anything away from Big. I don't take anything away from Pac. They both are legends. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was Pac because, like you said, he was deep. I'm a deep person. I'm a deep thinker. Obviously, I have a whole book called 1,000 Deaths. You know, that was deep as ever. Yeah. Like, so I think, and I write poetry. So of course I can relate to both, but Tupac really just did it for me. Like since I was a kid, I just always loved Tupac.
Mm-hmm. A coward dies 1,000 deaths, a soldier dies but once. When I read that quote, did you get it from If I Die Tonight with the intro on Tupac's song Me Against the World? Did you get?
That's definitely where I heard that from. They say a coward dies a coward. What is it again?
They say a coward dies 1,000 deaths, a soldier dies but once.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I definitely got that from hearing it with Tupac for sure.
Yeah, because I remember, because when I read the line, I was like, where have I heard that before? And then the sample, the person talking at the beginning of If I Die Tonight, I was like, yeah, it's Tupac.
Yeah. I mean, it was a saying in general.
Yeah, it's always been a saying, yeah.
It's always been a saying, but that's probably where I remember hearing it stuck in my head the most, was from listening to Tupac for sure.
So let's get into the artists that you're currently working on their brand and imaging. Who are some
Mhm.
upcoming artists here that you can let us know that you're in tune with, that they're next up, and what are they to give us on the visual side of things? Because when I think of visuals of hip hop, you think of jerseys, baggy clothes, and the puffy era with the shiny suits. So what's the imaging that we're going to be getting from these upcoming artists that you're styling?
Okay, so one that I'm working with right now, his name is Big Kulu. Um, he's African from Cameroon. Um, so he does that type of island vibe music, that we all like to get in the groove to and dance to. I actually was the leading lady in his video, which is dropping really soon, as well as helping him, style his imaging, his brand, just putting it all together and making it make sense so everything's cohesive. You know what I mean? Like, and preparing him for his takeoff. So that's who I've been working with as of lately for sure.
We got to make sure we tap into him. He's going to be
Yeah,
one of the rising, because Al Nice told me, and you've proved to me on the show, you have an ear for music. I mean, you don't have to prove anything to me. It's just that we agree on what's going on in hip hop right now, and because it's not what I grew up off of, and it's okay. I get it, but at the same time, you got to let the lyricists in.
exactly. And I hate that we lost like Big and Pac so young, because I think all the time, like, what would they say about today's era? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Probably that's
how
terrible. I'm going to be honest.
you
Uh,
think that's what you think they'll think?
yeah, I think they would. I mean,
Oh man.
yeah,
It
I hope so. I mean, the bar is pretty low right now. I'll say that it's easy. I think SoundCloud is what really
it's saving a
it's
lot of people.
yeah, it's SoundCloud and social media world star, because people aren't doing it for the art of it anymore. Everyone's doing it for the cloud aspect of it. It's cloud over art.
Absolutely. I would have to agree with you. And that's with almost everything
Yeah.
and everything.
The acting, all this, anything in the industry right now, it's let me get in front of the camera and see how many views I can get. And you could purchase those views. So who even knows if that's
I'm
true?
trying to tell you, yes, you can. They purchasing a blue check mark now. So
Yeah.
what we gonna
You're the biggest artist may be fraudulent. He might be, who
Oh,
knows?
what you
Yeah.
say again.
Yeah, the biggest artist in the game right now may be a fraudulent. He bought all of his followers, bought the
I
blue check.
tell you, no, seriously, because it's really that bad at this point. People are they're not getting the viewer's choice. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just not adding up. But there is some good stuff going on. I don't want to make it seem like it's all bad.
Yeah.
Cardi right now, my girl Cardi is killing the game. She's killing all of these
Cardi
tracks.
B.
Yes, you don't think so? I don't. The way you said it was like,
Wait, I'm not the biggest Cardi B fan. Like, I respect, because there's videos where I'll see her freestyling back in the Bronx, and but she's industry now, so I get what she has to sell, and but with those old freestyle videos that I've seen of her and the old songs that she made, that's the Cardi that I would prefer.
the raw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not that she's not good. I just, when you become all industry and then they start to control your sound and you see how you have to please these audiences. It's like Drake. I think when Drake first came out, everyone was looking at me like I was nuts because I was the biggest Drake fan. This was around, was it Thank Me Later, So Far Gone, those first two, but even the comeback mixtape, all the mixtapes back in the day, I was on Drake. Once nothing was the same hit, I kind of was a little bit downhill because I started to see, okay, we got some songs on here that are really good, but we got some other ones that are okay. I see what's happening now. But
Right.
yeah, because nothing was the same, I would say was his last great album, and after that, everything just went
What's,
downhill.
what's one of your favorite Drake songs?
Drake songs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, when I look back on it, Fireworks with Alicia Keys, I think. Thank Me Later.
The one.
Yeah, I think that one, Successful, Best I Ever Had, Fear, The Calm. Yeah, I like old Drake.
You're not on the new Drake.
Yeah, I'm not I just don't like it. All that 2C Slide and Search and Rescue. Yeah, I'm not big on it. But then there's songs he could rap on, Middle of the Ocean. I think he did with 21 Savage. He was rapping over AZ's Mo Money, Mo Murder, Mo Homicide instrumental, and Yeah, he can rap. It's just there's certain songs. It's yeah.
My favorite, Do Not Disturb.
You're
That's
not the story. Yeah, that's the best song off of More Life
yes, that's like
because he's actually rapping.
yes, that's that. I love that song. And as far as the Cardi B go, I think for me, it's seeing her transition from um love and hip hop to where she is now. I just love when I see her. I'm like, go ahead, girl, because I remember when I see her on Love and Hip Hop, I was like, who is that? Like, who is that? Like, why she is so loud and why is she like that? But now seeing her come into herself and the fashion world, because she killing the fashion world as well. And just on everybody's track and killing it, I'm like, yeah, go ahead, Cardi. So I love that. I don't think I've ever seen old Cardi, like her old videos to
Yeah,
even share.
I've come across some of them because it's just, and I think I've seen it or before. I think it was around Bodak Yellow because I wasn't a big fan of that song. And then when I was seeing her older stuff, I was like, she could rap. She's good. And I was like, what's this? But then you start to realize you got to start to cater to a certain audience. Yeah.
Got to give them what they want. So who's your favorite artist right now?
Oh, my favorite. For top five. That's. I'll give you top five. I have Conway and Benny in there. Dave East, G Herbo, and if I were to throw in a fifth one, he's a little controversial. I know with everything going on because he is talented. Tory Lanez. I would throw him in there.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Tory. I like now you want to talk about old. I like old Tory.
Yeah, Chicks Tapes.
Oh my goodness. That was before anybody was even really onto him like that. Or no, it was another one too.
New Toronto.
Yes. New Toronto, yes. That's the Tory that I listen to a lot. I remember I had went to Toronto actually to go see him for what weekend was that? I can't remember, but it was so long ago. It was literally when he first came out and Future was there with them.
Yeah.
All-Star Weekend.
Oh yeah. So that was a big performance.
Yes, he was there for All-Star Weekend. Yeah. So I mean, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. It's so tough because the real talent in the industry, it's so spare when you look at it. So I had to throw in someone there for five. If I had to switch it out, I'd probably throw maybe Joey Badass in there. I like his 2000 album that came out last year. I'd put him in there probably.
Yeah,
for rappers because Tory can rap. That's why I put him in. You can put him in the R&B as well. He's more of R&B, but he can rap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, he can. He definitely. Who you picking for that?
Yeah, R&B. You mentioned Friday. Who's your top besides him? Who's if you had a top five R&B? Who's that?
Oh, you didn't hear my question.
Oh, what did it? It must because it froze a little bit. So what was it?
Okay. I said, fire as female rappers. Who are you picking?
Female rappers. Oh my. Rhapsody. I think Rhapsody would be in there.
I don't even know. I'm not even familiar. It's a female name, Rhapsody?
Yeah, female. Yeah, Rhapsody. I'd put Rhapsody in there. As far as new female rappers. Wow.
Dang.
Lotto. I'd probably do Lotto.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd put her.
Dang, that was a tough one for you.
This is tough. Yeah, this is this is pretty tough. Yeah, because I'm not because growing up I like Lil Kim, Foxy Brown. I liked early Nicki Minaj. So it's different. It's not the same as it used to be.
I would have to say it's not either. I still listen to Foxy Brown probably regularly.
Yeah, Il Nana. Il Nana is a classic.
Yes. Her Foxy with Total, that song. I can't rock with you.
Yeah.
You probably don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very particular about which one I like. So, but yeah, I like Megan though. Megan,
Yeah.
Well, maybe because she caters to us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just never really was into her. I don't. I really don't have an opinion. I just really it's
It just never did it for you.
yeah. It's just never did. I mentioned who I appreciated growing up. So it takes a lot for you to really like wow, because it's
Right.
the bar is so low right now. So yeah.
Dang.
So I say who did I say Lotto and Rhapsody. Yeah, the
Yeah.
two right there.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's all. Dang, tough crowd.
Yeah. What about for you as far as R&B? Because I know you mentioned Friday. He's going to be the next big. Who's the top for you? You Chris Brown? You a Chris Brown fan?
I love Chris
You love
Brown.
Chris Brown? Oh,
I love Chris Brown. Chris Brown can't do no wrong. To it, well, I ain't gonna say can't do no wrong. Sometimes I'd be like, all right, now, Chris, like, but I'm still always rooting for him. Like, I'm always rooting. I love Chris Brown. Love him bad. I could listen. He is an all around star. He just is.
yeah. Well,
He
he's great. He's great.
all
Here's the thing I don't like about. Here's
he
the thing.
paint. He can spray paint. He can do it all. I love Chris Brown. What is there
He
to not like about Chris Brown?
he could do. Yeah, okay, like you're gonna get me canceled here, but when people say that he's this generation's Michael Jackson, I just shake. I don't see it. I know he could dance, he could sing. I get it. He's got great music, but does he really have off the walls and thrillers? And does he
I
really?
wouldn't say, I've never said that, me
Yeah,
personally,
but all
because
these other you haven't, but there's tons of people that tell me, oh, he's this generation's Michael Jackson and all this.
right. I've heard it. Definitely, I definitely heard it before. And I just feel like, again, certain people you just can't even, nothing compares to them. Michael was in a class all by
Yeah,
himself. Like, I've never seen nothing like Michael before him, and I've never seen nothing like Michael after him.
yeah.
I think in a class by himself, and so is Michael Jackson. Like, but I don't even, I can't put them in the same category to me. Like, to me, no.
Yeah.
But I love them both.
Mhm.
What about Beyonce? Her tour's been dope.
Yeah, no, Beyonce's dope. I don't have a problem with Beyonce. I just my only grief was with Chris Brown. Like I said, I think his music's great. I think he's talented. It's just when people say, "Oh, he's Michael Jackson level," I'm like, calm down a little bit because it's.
I feel that. I feel that. I definitely feel that. Yeah, no, Michael is in a class all by himself for sure. All by
Yeah,
himself. Nah,
yeah.
yeah, no,
Mhm.
no.
So,
You
so you got
can't.
Beyonce, Chris Brown. Who else is in the top five?
Oh, my top five. Oh, okay. So I love some of the people that I like is a little. I love Dustin Conrad. Probably never heard of him. Um, I love Cleo Soul. You ever heard of her?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. Cleo Soul, Destin Conrad. We gotta put Janae Aiko in there.
Yeah, she's nice. Mhm.
I love her. But that's like my vibe.
Yeah.
I love that kind of vibe. Who else? Um, let me throw a guy in there. Let's go with well, Destin Conrad was in there, but I'm trying to think who else do I listen to a lot? Um, the only other person that I'm listening to R&B right now, besides those people that I just named, Chris Brown, Friday, Dustin Conrad, Cleo Soul, um, and we'll throw Beyonce in there for, fun. But those are some of my top people that I listen to all the time. And I'm sure there's more in there, more names in there that I'm gonna get off of here and be like, I forgot to mention. But yeah, that's more like my vibe.
Mhm.
I like a very subtle type
Subtle
of,
R&B.
yeah, I like a subtle R&B for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Beyonce, Chris Brown,
Oh,
Janae.
Janae.
Yeah, you
Said Janae.
mentioned Janae. Yeah, those three. Yeah.
I love them. You got to check out Destin Conrad, and you have to check out Cleo Soul.
Yeah, I'll check them out. I haven't heard of them, but
I'm
because I
gonna
know you have.
actually tag you to their stuff because that's good music.
Yeah.
And
I
I
know
feel
you have a good ear, so
because those people aren't like rah rah type of people, like in your face type of people, and their vibe is so subtle. I feel like they get overlooked, you know?
yeah.
So when I come across an artist like that, I just absolutely love them and I follow them to see what they have going on and stuff like that. D Smoke. I met D Smoke at the Empire brunch
Okay.
tea weekend. I love D Smoke.
D
I
Smoke,
love,
yeah.
do you know about him?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, I like his music. I think that he's dope too. He has a he gives me Kendrick. He's in there with that kind of vibe that they do, the storytelling of, visual, make you see it, type of thing. I
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I wanted to get into this because you used to hit the runways. So you're doing, because you mentioned before with the fashion and everything that you're styling for these artists. So tell me about your experience in going to these runway shows, hair shows, and all that back in the day.
Uh, well, my mom's a seamstress. My cousin's a seamstress. My aunt's a seamstress. So they used to throw me in there and use me for different things that they had going on in there, as well as my mom used to take me to a lot of different auditions. And I used to get picked a lot. Thank God for that name, because that name, they wanted to see who Wednesday was. So a lot of times that got me noticed just from my name, and then I could walk. I come from a family that are straight shooters. So if you ain't doing it right, they're gonna tell you, stop swinging that arm. Why are you swinging that arm like that? Or why are you doing this? Straighten your back, roll your shoulder. So I learned that from just having family that way. So get on that runway, walk it out, sell the clothes, and wear the clothes, and don't let the clothes wear you. I can hear my mom saying that right now.
Yeah, that's right. Because everyone always rushes to buy these designer clothes and it looks terrible on them because they can't wear it.
Exactly. You got to just know how to pull it off. Or you could see something on someone and be like, oh, I would have wore it like this, or I would have did it like this, or did it differently, or so on and so forth. But yeah, I've done Paul Mitchell hair shows. I've done endless fashion shows and shows such of that nature. I've done it for myself, even with my own clothing line. I've done my own show with my mom as my seamstress and helping me out and putting our creative ideas together. A lot of my talents that I get from my mom. My mom is an artist too.
Also, so it's passed down the line then.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. My mom does I don't say my mom does as much as me. I probably do just as much as my mom. My mom does a lot of stuff too. She's a painter. I don't sew, but she can put the clothes and stuff together. And the way that how in sync we are, I can tell her idea that I have for an outfit and she can see it in her head. Just I don't have to sketch it out. I can just describe it to her and she's like, yeah. And then next thing I know, she'll sew it, bust it out. And I'm like, this is exact, like, that's just be like this. That's my girl. Understand each other's crafts and artsy minds. Like we're literally like the same people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
so it all makes sense now.
yeah, that's definitely where I get it from.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a bit more, well, because I'm younger, I go out and I can sell the stuff. She can make it and I'm gonna hustle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it sold. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. But other than that, we are a lot alike.
I wanted to ask you this question, just being on the runways and your experience in fashion and as a model, how much pressure did you face and just see other females experience in the industry as far as how they judge you and the body image and being in shape and all that? So talk to me about some of that experiences that you may have seen.
It's tough, man. I think it's tough, not even just for people that's in that way of living or that lifestyle, just on women, period. It's
Mhm.
tough. Like, you know what I mean? Like keeping up with imaging, keeping up with, being a certain way. I'm still really, honestly, I don't think that'll ever change for me, that I'm still really hard on myself about like, oh, I gotta lose this weight. Oh, I gotta do this. Or, oh, I gotta tone up and get to working out. Oh, I'm fat. I say that probably every day. Somebody's like, girl, what? So it's definitely tough with keeping yourself together, and because you want to feel good. You know what I mean? When you go out there, when you're selling something for someone else, you have to feel good doing it. You know what I mean? Like if you don't, then that's gonna show and that's gonna come across, when you're doing it as well. So I say the goal, confident in, yeah.
I wanted to ask you this because you're on the runways here and you have experience with imaging all these artists and especially brand awareness. It's important. Uh, Skinny jeans. Can we get into why? How did this become a thing? Because you're in this industry with fashion and imaging. So where did this come from? Because back in the day, everything was baggy. Now everything's got to be tight and it's all skinny jeans now. So talk to me about why you think that this became the thing instead of baggy.
Well, nothing's new under the sun. Like everything goes out of style and comes back around. Like, like I feel like it goes out and comes back in. So I feel like I can recall some artists back in the day that used to wear the tight pants and stuff like that. Prince wore that type of stuff, a lot of stuff that is out now. Um, all bad. I don't feel like it's all bad. I do see some that I cringe a little bit. Like, ugh. I hate not being able to tell, like what's going on. Like, I look at someone like, what is going on here? Like, this is just too much. Like, I'm overwhelmed just looking at this person. Like, so, so I, I've seen some men tailored in some nice stuff. And then I've seen some guys that I'm like, come on now, like, well, like, what are we doing here? So I don't know. It's I guess it's whatever you prefer. It's an expression, So people
Yeah.
are expressing themselves, and we live in a time where that's all people are doing.
Mhm. There's also the other trend that's going on. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, expressing themselves, but I am starting to see a lot of people around. I think you know where I'm going to go with this. I think you probably know. They're painting
What?
their nails now. Is that
Oh,
right? Have you been seeing? Drake did it. I
I,
mean,
Drake had his nails painted.
yeah, he had his nails painted pink. Yeah, I don't.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Oh, that was my mom bust out laughing.
yeah.
Oh, that one. Oh man. No, I'm not with it. I mean, whatever floats your boat. Not you, but them.
Exactly. Whatever
But
floats to you. Exactly. I don't know where that came from, but I've been hearing and seeing a lot of people. And I noticed it when my last year in college, a lot of the people, there was a couple producers and artists that were doing it. And I just started looking at them. I just said, I don't know. But now it's becoming me. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. That's a new
it's
one. I mean, this isn't the grunge era of the 90s where they were doing it, where you kind of could, I guess, understand it. It went with that gothic, I
yeah,
guess,
yeah,
aesthetic.
right. The Marilyn Mansons and
Yeah,
stuff, like
yeah.
they had their own space, but now it's like anybody and everybody is doing it. me personally, I'm not dating a man that's painting his nails. What are you doing? Like, no, we holding hands, take a picture, and we can't tell if it's my hand or his. No, I'd rather not. Like, and I don't want to be questioning like what else is going on that you want to be trying. I'd rather not get into all of that. I want to be sure what side of the line you're on. You know what I mean? Like, just for my own preference, you know. For me, you know, I just want to know. Like, I can't get into that. Now going and getting their nails, like going to the nail shop and getting them taken care of, cut down. And I can even do like the clear coat, you know, that
Okay, yeah. A manicure.
Yeah, and keeping it nice. But pinks and blacks and
yellows
and all of that, that's taking it too far. For what?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that? I don't. Some stuff I just don't understand. It's just everything is for attention. That tickled you, huh?
I have nothing to say. I just.
Drake had pink nails.
What's that?
Drake had pink nails.
Yeah, Drake had pink nails. Yeah, I think it was either last week or the week before I saw. But before that, he had them yellow, and then it showed that he got them pink, and I think he had a flower on one of them. I was just, yeah, I don't know.
I'm flabbergasted. I cannot. Why? Drizzy Drake.
Could you imagine if you see Benny and Conway do it? Nah, they would never do that. If I saw them doing that, then I don't know, we're in trouble.
It's not Benny and Conway, but I feel like Alvin would try, maybe, if he hasn't already. I don't know. Because he's more I said Alvin, I'm so sorry. West Side Gunna.
What's that?
He you know, he's more
artistic.
Yeah, with his fashion. You know what I mean? Like, with his fashion, he does whatever he feels. So I guess I can kind of see him maybe trying it. Like I said, if he hasn't already, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody is just kind of trying to find a way on this new journey we on, because all of this is still relatively new, like with the whole social media and how everything and the way of the world and how people are viewing things and how people get likes and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of that comes from all of that.
Yeah, no, it does. Speaking of you appearing in artist videos, who are some artists that you were able to get in the videos of and do some background work and act and whatever it was that you were part of as far as these videos? I'm curious to hear about.
Oh, a lot of people that I did different videos and stuff for. Let me see. 907. It was a group called 907. They were from here. They actually have gone on to do very well for themselves. Darius has signed, you know, a major producer, and he's doing big things or whatever. So I've worked with them. Like I mentioned, Big Hulu, and a few other people. Most of the people that I've worked with are a lot of local artists, a lot of people who have, before they became who they are now. Like, you know.
So early on,
yeah, early on, for sure. When they were just getting started, and I seen something in what they were doing, and they seen something in what I was doing and grabbed me and brought me into what they were doing, and we just made it do what it do.
Yeah. Kaked Boutique. This is what brings me to here now, because this is your own company, your own brand.
Yes, Kaked Boutique Company. I basically just do what I do. Like I said, my mom will produce different things and I'll sell that, you know, on there, or dress people for different events. Like, we have an all white party here. Shout out to my boy D Wilson. He does an annual all white, all pink, and all black party here in Buffalo. And they're all really big events. So the all white party is here July the 15th. And since we know every year that the event is coming, a lot of people will come to us to make their outfits or style them, for the event, because typically whenever I go to an event, I try to always wear my own stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after them seeing me dressed how I come, when I come, because when I come, I'm coming. Then they come to me and they'll be like, "Yo, I need your mom to make me something, or I need you to put something together for me to have your mom make," and we'll do that. So, or I try to have things together ready for them to just purchase during those times. So yeah, Kaked Boutique Company. Oh, and I do printing and stuff too. So like the hoodies and the shirts and stuff like that, I'll print a lot of those things. And
With the print, is it stuff custom made? What is it for the print?
I'll do my I'll I just I'm like one of those people that just can't not be doing something, obviously, since I'm doing so many different things. So I play with graphics and I'll just be sitting up there designing stuff. And sometimes I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I'm just doing it just to, you know, have something to do. And then it'll come to me later on to put it on a shirt or put it on a hoodie or something like that. And I may try it for myself first and see the response that I get from the people. And then the people like, "Oh girl, I need that hoodie," or "Make me one and make one for the guys," or whatever. And then that's just how it goes. I'm mass producing a whole bunch of hoodies or t-shirts or whatever because they buy them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I do a lot. I definitely do a lot of that, putting things together. Or I may hear a slogan or think of a slogan and myself, and just write it in my notes. And then if I start creating something that the slogan goes to or will go with, then bam, it's just there's a shirt. So yeah.
You got to
And see,
get your quote on the shirt from the book, 1,000 Deaths. You got to get it on there.
you
What you're
think so?
willing to sacrifice. Yeah.
Would you wear
Like I said, it's a deep question.
You will wear 1,000 Death shirt?
Yeah, I would.
I'm gonna send you one.
Okay, yeah, I'll wear it. Yeah, I'll shout you out on the show and everything, Instagram. Yeah, I'll wear it because I think it's a deep question.
It is.
Because I think people that are following their passion, they made the sacrifice already. I think there's still sacrifices that we have to make because I'm still thinking about it. But obviously, I sacrificed something. I think if I had to choose who I sacrificed, I think it's my friends. To be honest with you, because when you have any line of success, the snakes turn on you. Your friends are snakes, like Nas says, and hate me now. So yeah, I
Yeah,
would probably say I sacrificed a normal life. You can't move around in certain ways that you can. You gotta you gotta roll solo.
exactly. But it's not, and some 1,000 Deaths isn't just about the sacrifice. It's also about the transition, like the transition into becoming who you are, like all the things that I had to change my perspective on, change my thought process on, change my outlook and how I view things on, showing grace and
Showing
forgiving.
grace, that was a main one, that you had to show grace to yourself and others and just situations that you don't have control of.
Exactly. So certain things may happen when you're younger and you hold on to them, you know what I mean, or you're not, it hasn't been easy for you to heal from them, right? And you may play a lot of things over in your mind about different things that happened to you or so on and so forth, and a lot of people deal with this. And a lot of the issue most times is your perspective on the issue that you're constantly, if a lot of times, if you could just change that perspective and change the way you view it or get a deeper understanding of it, a big part is a lot for people is what their parents have done, or, you know, how they were raised, or what they did get or what they didn't get, and so on and so forth. And a lot of times, if you can just change that perspective or get a deeper understanding into why your parents are how they are, or how they became how they were, then you can then show grace for who they are now and understand why they couldn't give you what they couldn't give you at that time, which is what they weren't equipped with. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I mean with understanding perspective, and just adjusting that and having grace and shedding or dying, you know, that old way of thinking, and then reliving, you know, your new way of thinking, so that you could become better for not only your children, but for yourself, you know? So, because that's how a lot of generational curses come, you know, you pass it on. Whatever your parents didn't get, that they couldn't give to you, now you don't have it, and now you're passing it on to your kids, and so on and so on and so forth. So in order to break that chain, something's got to change, and a lot of times it starts up here.
Yeah, you're at where you're at because of who came before you. I recently thought about that too. I was discussing that with someone about a week or two ago. I was saying that whatever you're going through in life and where you're at is because of your ancestors, your parents, then your grandparents. It goes on and on.
Yeah. A lot of times, a lot of things. I ask so many questions, and I look deep, you know, like I told you before, I'm a really deep thinker, and a lot of things are that deep. Like a lot of things be that deep, and people just are so used to surface level thinking that they can't even, they're like, oh, well, I didn't think about it that deep. Well, you probably should have, because if you would have, then maybe you wouldn't look at it how you're looking at it.
Yeah, exactly. Poetry's deep. I never fell.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Nas was right.
Yeah, it is. That's a fact. Absolutely. So that's more or less a lot of what I talk about in the book, for sure.
But
Yeah.
you also have your own podcast too. So talk to us about that.
So I have a sex podcast.
Okay, yeah.
I have a sex podcast. It's called Sexduction Academy, Sex Table Talk. We talk about sex. Like, we talk about sex, we talk about, again, different perspectives and different things that people may have never thought of. Like, is this too much? Is there such thing as too much? Like, you know, and then we just get different people come on the show. We talk about different topics and get everybody's perspectives on different things. We laugh a lot. Like, we laugh a lot. And me personally, that was a big step, a huge step for me to start that podcast, because I'm such a private person about certain things, you know what I'm saying? But I had to kind of break out of my comfort zone with that one. So that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
You have another one too.
Yes. I do. I have a couple of them. The other one I haven't actually, I'm just working on that one. I haven't got it completely going just yet, but Sexduction Academy is already out there.
Go check that out. And is this on Apple Podcasts and everything? Okay, good.
Sexduction Academy, Sex Table Talk. So yeah, we're getting ready to run up season 2 of that one. So, and we're gonna make this one visual. So
okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're a host in your own right, especially with the podcasting, but live host too. You do events?
Yes, I do events. It seems like you got a whole long list there of never-ending things that I do.
Yeah, well, I made sure to do my research, and Al Nice sent me a big, huge bio that I went through. So,
okay, that's
yeah.
Dope. Yes, I definitely do host, and I host events. People grab me for different events that they have. One that I did recently, which was actually the last one that I did, was actually a sex type of
okay.
Event. It was really dope though. They had Sir Marvelous. I don't know if you know who he is, but oh my goodness, he put on a show. He put on a show. I wasn't even ready for it. I was like, oh my, I was clutching my pearls and I didn't have none on. But yeah, check him out too, Sir Marvelous on
They're
Instagram.
marvelous.
But yeah, so people reach out to me to host different events that they have going on. And I'm always down. I'm gonna get on the mic and hey, Diana.
What are the plans for this summer? Because summer's officially underway now. What are your plans this summer or what you have going on?
Well, I'm working on the So There's That podcast. I say so there's that a lot. So there's that. But I'm doing that podcast as well. Basically, that's going to be more broad span. We're going to talk about everything, and gather the So There's That at the end. And I'm working on season 2 of Sexduction Academy. I'm working on the extended version of 1,000 Deaths and the audio of that.
Audiobook.
Yes, definitely doing the audiobook for 1,000 Deaths. Also, before the year is out, the goal is to release this the extended version of 1,000 Deaths, and I have a book coming out called Sexduction Academy as well. So I got a lot of work to do because that's going to be both of those are going to drop before the year is out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I'm working on right now, along with helping the artists and with their gifts and talents and stuff like that. So that's what I'm working on.
That's your work. Well, you're working on a lot. That's all. That's important.
I'm like the Black Martha Stewart there. So there's that.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I agree. You got a lot on the way. It's important, especially that you have the clientele, people that want you to bake for them as well, do the pastries for too. The big time names.
Where are you actually?
I'm in Connecticut.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I've never been to Connecticut, but I'm gonna have to come down there and make a trip and get you to taste some of these. Are you allergic to peanut butter?
No, I'm not.
Some of the best one of my number one sellers is my peanut butter cookies and my red velvet. So I'm gonna have to come down and chef you up something when maybe I could bring you your 1,000 Death shirt.
Yeah. Or maybe I could go out to Tampa or whatever. I want to get out of here, to be honest. Connecticut, there's nothing here.
Okay, well, maybe you can. We're gonna be doing putting some things together in Atlanta, and I'm gonna do a book signing and stuff out there. So maybe when we put some things together, whether we're throwing parties in Tampa or book signings in Atlanta or wherever we may end up, we'll have to let you know.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be down. Connecticut is not the place. It is not the place to try to get anything popping. You got to get out of here. That's how it works.
Well, what you still doing there?
Me, I'm working on getting out of here.
Oh, okay.
I'm basically, I'm trying to get some things in motion here to get going, just to see what could happen down the line here. But yeah, I want to be out West Coast, LA. I want nothing to do with Connecticut. The cold weather, you can keep it. I'd even go down to Atlanta. I just don't want to be in Connecticut or even New York anymore. I've had enough.
What do you say? What do you say is stopping you?
Oh, from getting out there, I think just trying to figure out the next step, travel, expenses, stuff like that, to make sure if I'm going to make the move, it's got to be the best investment.
Okay. Yeah. Don't forget, sometimes things will never completely align the way you want it to. Some things you have to just jump on. So just keep that in mind. You wait till you feel it in your spirit that you're ready to go. But some things will just never align if that's what you continue to wait for. Sometimes you just gotta just jump and stick the landing.
Yeah. I don't care if I jump and drown right now. I really don't. Like even you said that with Buffalo, you've been saying for years that you wanted to get out of there, and you did. I'm in the same position as Connecticut. Same position. I want to get out of here.
Yeah. I just had to, it definitely wasn't easy. And I went through a lot of trials and tribulations with the whole move itself. But once you get situated and things start, you catch your rhythm there, then you'll be good. But what you do, you can do from anywhere,
Yeah.
So definitely put your best foot forward with that. You really want to get out of there. Life is short. You might as well just get and do it.
You only live once, as
You
Drake once said. The good Drake said, okay? The classic Drake.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah.
Wednesday, anything else you want to let the audience know? Anything else?
Oh, my God. Check me out. Follow me.
One Wednesday.
One Wednesday, the number one Wednesday. That's WEDNESDAY, because I know a lot of y'all got that wrong in school. Y'all forgot that D, the first D, and just said Wednesday.
Yeah.
But it's one Wednesday. And in my bio, you'll find links to all my other pages, because I have a lot of pages. But I'm the plug. Just hit me up.
On what you need. For sure. Shout out to Al Nice for connecting us and getting us all worked out here for the interview.
Oh, boy, Nice for hooking me up. I'm so happy to meet dope people that put you in position. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, he's one of those ones.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
One of one. How about that? It's very slim in this industry. One of one.
One of one, for sure. One of one.
Yeah.
Well, you're one of one, because what you're doing is dope too.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Your page, I did my research too.
Oh, I appreciate it.
So shout out to keep going. Keep going. Stay encouraged. Don't let nothing stop you, which I feel like you already know that, but don't let nothing stop you. No. You got something good going here.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nothing's going to stop both of us. We're going to keep going. And until the next time, anytime that you need any promo, just let me know, and I'll definitely put you back on the show.
Yeah, all right. That's on the record.
Yeah, no, it is. No, I'm not the type. No, I'm not the Hollywood. There's a couple people I'm going to be having to deal with here in the near future who are acting too Hollywood, and I don't have time for that.
I hear that. Stay true to who you are, for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm not Hollywood. Once I give you my word, it's official. Yeah, my word is bond.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no Hollywood with me. Even when this really takes off, there's no Hollywood.
I love that. And I'm here for it. I might have to have you come on.
Oh, I'd do it. I would do it.
You got some stories?
Yeah, I have stories.
Some nasty ones?
Yeah, well, I don't know. My whole life story and just things I experienced in college and just the industry. Yeah, I'd make a good guest. I'm very picky on who I do guests with, because I have beef with a lot of the journalists in the industry. I don't want to get too deep into it, but yeah, I'm not a fan of too many of the journalists in here. And a lot of it is their own actions, them blocking me on social media and the games that they play. So,
well, all of that comes along with the territory.
Yeah.
Comes along with stepping the bar up and doing your thing, and whatever anointing that it is on your life, that comes along with it. The haters. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Yeah. They bite and they block. Put it that way. They bite off of what I do and they block. So,
and that's the way of the game.
Yeah.
But when you're a creator, and what's for you will never miss you.
Nope.
What's for you will never, ever miss you. And there's nothing anyone can do or say to stop or block that. It is already yours. So forget them people.
Yeah.
And they gotta watch what you're doing to keep up with what they doing. You know? So forget them.
Yeah. Dead and buried. How about that?
Buried. There's that.
Wednesday, thank you for coming on the show. I enjoyed speaking with you. Like I said, anytime you're always going to be welcome on here. So shout out to Al Nice again. And Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care. Stay safe. I look forward to everything that you have on the way, especially the celebrities that you'll be designing the cakes for. I'm sure the Kardashians will be having some weddings coming up, right? So,
yes. Speaking of distance, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah, the Kardashians will be getting married a couple more times. So,
Shade.
there'll be a ton of opportunities for them, and I'm sure a bunch of other celebrities. So,
Absolutely. And I'm all here for it. So
yeah.
thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my page one Wednesday and inbox me if you have any questions. And www.1000devs.com. You can go purchase the book right now.
Yep.
Right now.
Get off the phones and read.
Literally. All right.
All right, Wednesday. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care. Stay safe. All right.
Okay. You too.
All right. Peace out.